Hi friends, I hope you are doing great. This is a special and an interesting video for you, and especially if you are a beginner, this is a must watch video for you friends. Okay? Because this video will clear many doubts regarding the stock market. I request you to watch the complete video without skipping. Okay? So let's get started. Friends, we might have heard about NSE, BSE, Nifty, Sensex, Bank Nifty, all these in some business news or in newspaper or some people talking about these things. But many of us don't know the clear difference between the NSE and BSE, Nifty and Sensex. Okay, so we will be discussing in detail about all these, and I hope at the end of this video you will get a clear picture on all these terminologies and what they are. Okay, so friends, before we actually start discussing about NSE and BSE, let us try to understand what the exchange do. Okay, so now on the screen you can see I have taken a picture of a shopping mall. Okay, so friends, why we go to shopping mall? Because it is a place where we can purchase a different category of items, right? We'll have a furnitures, we'll have electronics, we'll have a clothing, we'll have a jewelry, we'll have a cosmetics, and many more, right? So this is a common place called shopping mall where you can purchase multiple things. Now the same thing if we put into our financial world, a stock exchange. Okay, so friends, let us try to understand the meaning of exchange. So let's suppose you go to some electronics shop and you want to buy a laptop. Okay, so what you do, you select the laptop and you pay money to the seller and you get the laptop, right? So there is a transaction happening between you and the seller, correct? And this is what we call it as an exchange, right? So you are exchanging something, you are giving money to the seller and you are getting a laptop from him, right? So similarly here, when we talk about the stock exchanges, like we heard NSE and BSE. Okay, so NSE means National Stock Exchange and BSE means Bombay Stock Exchange. All right, so if you notice, a common word between both of them is stock exchange, right? So basically a stock exchange is a common place or a platform where you have access to purchase or where you can do some transactions in a different segments. Okay, like how you have in shopping mall, right? The different categories of things like electronics, furniture, clothing, food court, all these, right? So similarly in stock market also there is a platform called stock exchanges. Okay, and they provide you to do transactions with the multiple things. Okay, like you will have a cash market, derivative market, currency market, commodity market, and depends on your knowledge and depends on what you want to do, you will perform transactions over there, right? Now I hope you understood about what is a stock exchange. All right, it is just a common place where you can do transactions in a different segments. All right, so friends, basically in India we can categorize the stock exchange broadly into two things. One is regional stock exchange and national stock exchange. Okay, under regional stock exchanges we have a Delhi stock exchange, Ahmedabad stock exchange, or Calcutta stock exchanges. Okay, and under national we have NSE, BSE, all these. And in the recent days most of the regional stock exchanges are not in functional and they stop operating. Okay, so now we will be discussing in detail about national stock exchanges, and those are NSE and BSE. Okay, so I hope you understood so far. So let us start discussing in detail about Bombay Stock Exchange, friends. Okay, BSE was a first ever stock exchange in Asia established by Premchand Roychand in 1875. Okay, so this exchange is the first ever stock exchange in Asia. So we can definitely feel proud that BSE is one of the oldest exchange in the world. Okay, back in 1875, there are some people along with the Premchand Roychand. They sat under a banyan tree and they started these transactions, and that is how it has evolved. Until today, the BSE is operating in India as one of the oldest exchange, right? And the second important thing is the market capitalization of Bombay Stock Exchange is around $2.7 trillion, and this is as on Jan 2022. Okay, and the most important thing is in Bombay Stock Exchange there are more than 5,500 companies listed. So since it is the oldest stock exchange, we have many stocks which got listed and trading in this exchange. Okay, and here is an important point, friends. So the benchmark index of Bombay Stock Exchange is basically Sensex. Okay, and similarly we have other indices like BSE small cap, BSE mid cap, and BSE large cap, etc. Okay, so let's understand what is this Sensex. And basically, Sensex is, it represents the performance of the top 30 companies under this exchange. Okay, why only 30 companies out of 5,500? You might get this question into your mind. Based on the market capital of the company, based on the liquidity, and based on the trading volume. Okay, so they consider top 30 companies. So this Sensex gives the holistic view about the performance of companies which are listed in Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, because these 30 companies represents different sectors. So point to remember, Sensex is a benchmark index for Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, and one more important thing is, and what are the segments that are available in BSE? Okay, so here you can see equities, debt securities, F&O and commodities. All these segments are available in Bombay Stock Exchange and one can trade or invest. Okay, so these segments are nothing but like how we found multiple shops in a shopping mall. So it is pretty much similar to that. All right, and the last important point to remember is, so in 2017 BSE has become the first exchange to get listed. Okay, so BSE is also like a stock where you can trade and invest. So this was the first exchange to get listed. All right, so these are the some important points that one should know about Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let's start understanding more about the another exchange in India, and that is the National Stock Exchange. Okay, so NSE was established in 1992 and started operations in 1994. So here you might get a doubt that, okay, we already have a Bombay Stock Exchange which is the oldest one in and where 5,500 companies are listed in it, right? But again, why to introduce NSE? So friends, there are some fraudulent activities which are happened in the Bombay Stock Exchange, and there is no electronic system during that time and the technology was very less used in BSE, and so that is where this NSE has introduced. So if you see here, NSE became the first exchange in India to provide fully automated electronic trade. Okay, so this is so transparent and with no scope to the fraudulent activities. Okay, and anyone who is staying anywhere in India, okay, any corner of the India, and they can trade just by using the internet. Okay, so everything is a automated electronic system, right? And if you see the market capitalization of NSE is around 3.4 trillion, and this is as on August 2021. Okay, so NSE is the 10th largest exchange in terms of market capital. Okay, and another important point is there are around 2000 companies listed in NSE. So this number will keep changing. Some companies will get delisted from the exchange, and new companies will also get listed into the exchange. Okay, and the important thing is the indices of NSE. So here the benchmark index of National Stock Exchange is Nifty 50. So similar to Sensex, for NSE it is Nifty 50. Okay, so it considers the top 50 companies based on the market capital, based on the trading volume. Okay, and many other factors. All these 50 companies represents different sectors, and in usually news we regularly hear that Nifty has fallen 2%, Nifty has raised 2%, and Sensex fallen 1%, raised 1%, all these, right? So now I hope now you understood what is Sensex and what is Nifty. Okay, so these are the benchmark indexes of the stock exchanges in India. Okay, and also along with the Nifty 50 we have Nifty Next 50 and Nifty 100 and many more. Okay, and the next important thing is, like, as we have seen the segments in BSE, so similarly we also have here equities, debt securities, F&O and currency derivatives. Okay, and one more important point that one should know and one can feel proud, that based on the number of contracts traded, NSE has become world's largest derivatives exchange in 2021. Okay, so I hope you understood about the two exchanges that we have in India, mainly the Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange. Okay, also the difference between Sensex and Nifty. So Sensex is a benchmark index of Bombay Stock Exchange and Nifty 50 is a benchmark index of National Stock Exchange. Alright. So here is an interesting question that definitely comes to your mind, right? We have two exchanges in India, right? So where I have to trade or where I have to invest? Because NSE also has companies listed in it and BSE also have companies listed in it, right? Definitely you can trade or invest in any of the exchange. Okay, so as we have seen, BSE has around 5,500 companies listed in it, right? Whereas NSE has only around 2,000 companies listed, right? So you will see many companies which are available in BSE but not available in NSE. So if you want to trade or invest in those stocks, then definitely you have to do it in BSE, right? So ultimately depends on where the stock is listed. So you have to trade or invest in that exchange only. Okay. Now again, a common question that definitely gets into your mind, that what if the stock is available in both exchanges? Like let's suppose Reliance, TCS, all these. So we can see these stocks trading in NSE as well as in BSE, right? And also there are many small cap stocks, mid cap stocks which are trading in both exchanges. Okay, so in that situation one needs to consider the trading volume, liquidity, all these factors. Okay, and the next important question is, can I buy the stock in NSE and sell it in BSE, or can I buy the stock in BSE and sell it in NSE? Okay, so this is one interesting question. Yes, friends. So definitely you can do this way, like you buy in NSE and sell it in BSE. But this is only possible once you buy the stock. First, the stock has to credit into your DEMAT account. Okay. Only after crediting into DEMAT, then only you can sell it in another exchange. Okay. If the stocks didn't credited into your DEMAT, so in that case you cannot sell in another exchange. Okay, so now I hope you got a very good idea on NSE and BSE and the stock exchanges in India. All right, now let us look at top 10 stock exchanges in the world. Okay, so if you see here, New York Stock Exchange, which has the market capital of around $27 trillion. Okay, and similarly Nasdaq Stock Exchange with the market capital of $24 trillion. Okay, and Shanghai, and this is China's stock exchange with a market capital of $8.15 trillion. Okay, and similarly we have Euronext, Japan, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, London, and at the ninth place you can see National Stock Exchange, which is having the market capital of around $3.5 trillion. Okay, so our Indian exchange, which is NSE, is among top 10 stock exchanges in the world. Okay, but if we compare our market capital with the US market capital, there is a huge difference, right? And the 10th one you can see here, Toronto Stock Exchange, which is Canada's. So I hope now you got some better idea about top stock exchanges across the globe. Okay. So friends, before we complete this video, I want to give you a clear understanding where the Indian market stands. Okay. So as you can see on the screen, I think most of you are familiar with these companies, right? So the first one is Microsoft and the second is Apple, right? Let us try to look at the market capital of those two companies. So Microsoft market capital is around $2 trillion and Apple market capital is around $2.37 trillion. Okay. So friends, so putting these companies together, we get around $4.37 trillion, right? So I'm just asking you to guess what is the total India's market capital. I'm not asking about Reliance or TCS or Infosys or HDFC. I'm asking you to guess the total India's market capital. Okay. So how much you think total India's market capital? It is $3.21 trillion, friends. Okay. So now I hope you will definitely get a clear picture where India stands. It is the whole country's market capital is still lesser than if we put together Microsoft and Apple, right? And if you clearly see that Apple alone, which has a market capital of $2.37 trillion, is almost 75% of total India's market capital. Okay. Now you can get a clear picture where India stands. We are not even comparing with the countries, but we were comparing with the companies. Okay. It is like a country versus another company, right? I've just taken only top two companies from US. There are plenty of companies in US again, like Amazon, Google, Adobe, and many more, right? One more important fact that I want to tell you, friends. Okay, so in country like US, more than 55% of the population or invest in stock market. Okay, and they invest into companies, but whereas in India it is less than 5%. Okay, so start investing into the stock market. Okay, so this is a place where we can find a plenty of opportunities and ultimately you contribute to the growth of our country. So let's explore together more in this financial world. Okay, finally, thank you friends for watching this video.